Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, so first things first, we have to recap not the previous day's results, but Sunday's results, as there were no games on Monday for me to talk about. We went 4-6 on the day. Unfortunately, got hosed on two hooks as we lose the Valkyries game by the hook. We lose Satu Sabali over PRA by the hook. But yep, 4-6, bringing our season record to 49-48. Nobody gets added to or taken off the ban list. Arike Gumbawale is still on there twice. Stephanie White still on there. The only ever coach to be put on the ban list. So I'm going to go through these games real quick, considering they were 2 days ago. And then we'll talk about the games for tomorrow. All right, so first game that happened, it was the Connecticut Sun and the New York Liberty. This was a disgusting basketball game. Liberty won this one 100-52. 100-52. And this is going to sound crazy. The Liberty didn't even actually play that good of basketball. They shot the ball well, but they had 19 turnovers in this game. And they lost the fourth quarter by 6 points. If they would have played really, really hard down the stretch, I think they could have won this game by 70 plus. They took their foot off the gas late, as they probably should, considering they were up by a bajillion. But 48-point victory in a 40-minute game of basketball is insane. We then had the Aces -1.5 against the Storm. I think this is where the Aces are going to start kicking into gear. They won 75-70. Their next games are all winnable. Valkyries, that's a free win. Sparks, free win. Wings, win. Mercury, win. And then they play the Lynx. So it looks like they're going to roll into Minnesota sitting at 8-2, and we're going to have a battle of two very good basketball teams. Then took the Mercury +4.5 at the Sparks. Forget the 4.5. They win the game outright, 85-80. Despite being down 18 points at one point, Odyssey Sims turned back the clock probably 5-6 years. She dropped 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Doesn't matter, though. The Sparks still lose the game. Kelsey Plum, 4 of 19 from the field, 2 of 10 from deep. You had Azare Stevens go 2 of 10, 1 of 7 from deep with a turnover. Derek Hamby had 4 turnovers. The Sparks are not good. They're really bad. They're going to be really bad until they get Rakia Jackson back. They need Cameron Brink down low. They need Burrell back in the lineup. This team sucks. We then had the under 162.5 in the Lynx and the Valkyries game. This was lucky to hit. The halftime score was 52-51, and we hit the under. The Valkyries scored 8 points in the third quarter. There was 25 total points scored in that quarter, and then 33 total points scored in the fourth. So we squeeze by the under as they go for 161. Our losers, we had the Sun and the Liberty over 162.5. That was good until the Liberty put in their bench, and they did not score in the fourth quarter. With the over 163.5 in the Storm and the Aces game, that was no good. Too many turnovers, 35 turnovers in that game, and it was just two solid defenses. Probably shouldn't have taken that over. We had the under 160.5 in the Sparks game. It would appear as though the Sparks are just a guaranteed take the over team every single time now. Looking at their scores, I should not have been on any under. They've only hit the under twice this entire season, and they were both against the Valkyries, who can't put the ball in the hoop. So it does look like we'll be automatically betting Sparks overs for the rest of their season. Their next game is at the Wings. 100% will be an over. We had the Valkyries +10.5. We got the worst number here, and we got screwed. Nafisa Collier ended up playing in this basketball game. The line closed at the Lynx -14.5. So if you got a good number on it, congrats. I did not get a good number on it. I got screwed. We had Satu Sabali over 35.5 PRA. Another one, we lose by the hook. She finishes on 35. Shooting at 7 of 19 from the field, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. She had 2 free throws to hit 36 for the PRA. She misses one of them with 5 seconds left. Boo. Then we had Asia Wilson, over 40.5. This never stood a chance. Too slow of a game, not enough rebounds for Asia. And she went 9 of 22 from the field, 0 free throw attempts. Asia averages 7 to 8 free throw attempts a game, and she got 0. You are never hitting the PRA when that happens. All right, so that's the recap. Let's get on to the games for tomorrow. All right, game number 1, it is the Mystics and the Fever. I think this is just going to have to be an auto bet until the Fever get back Caitlin Clark. We're going to take their opponent every single time, and I'm going to rock the over, 161.5. Give me the Mystics plus 4.5. Not only is Caitlin Clark not playing in this game, Sophie Cunningham is also out for the Fever. This Fever team just lost to the Mystics team a week ago, 83-77. They don't look good at all. The Mystics 3-4 on the year, coming off of a home loss to the Liberty by 22. But considering what the Liberty did to the Sun, that 22-point loss, honestly not looking that bad. They have played all of their games pretty tight, minus that one Liberty game. Sonia Citron and Kiki Irifan look like arguably the two best rookies so far. Obviously, you could say Paige Beckers, and I'd be like, yeah, probably. She's quite good. But she's injured right now, so she's going to be missing a few games due to concussion protocol. And Citron and Irifan will be playing, so therefore, currently, they're better. Then on top of the two rookies, you have Sykes manning the offense, and then Aaliyah Edwards off the bench, questionably in the starting rotation. I don't know what Dolson does for this team, but they got to get Edwards and Shakira Austin off the bench. Definitely getting more minutes in the rotation. I like this team. They're good. They're scrappy. I just think they're good at basketball. The Fever, they suck. They just lost a home game to the Sun. I really don't know what else needs to be said. Without Caitlin Clark, you don't have an offense. They tried to run Kelsey Mitchell at the point. That didn't work. Colson was injured in the previous game. Even when she's healthy, I don't think she's any good. And now you don't have Cunningham, who provides solid size off the bench and shooting. You're going to have really good games from Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Alexi Hall. And obviously, I think I said Kelsey Mitchell, but there's 3 people who can score. I don't think this is going to work. Give me the Mystics and give me the over. Next game we got, it is the Mercury and the Lynx. Interesting game here. If both teams were healthy, this spread would not be anywhere close to this number. But the Mercury are all kinds of banged up. I'm going to take them here, though. I think it's kind of the same angle as the Sparks. This Mercury team is just scrappy, and I think they're good. Also going to roll with the under 156.5. This Lynx team, they have not covered a closing line spread in their last 5 games. Now, technically, they did cover the 10.5 against the Valkyries because I lost with the Valkyries. But again, that line closed at 14.5, which they did not cover. So they have not covered a closing line in their last 5 games. The Mercury 5-2 on the year, coming off of a road win at the LA Sparks, 85-80. They're still really banged up. They're without Alyssa Thomas, good God, Kalia Copper, and Mac. So those are 3 massive pieces, but they just keep on finding ways to win and stay in games. They're getting great production from Whitcomb and Westfeld. Satu Sabli didn't have the best game in the last one, but she still put up 35 PRA, and they won 85-80. So they're playing good ball. The Lynx, they're 7-0, but again, they have not been good recently. They haven't covered a spread in their last 5. It does show. Besides Nafisa Collier and Courtney Williams, the role players really haven't been that impressive to me. Yes, Kayla is back, so that is big for their team. Alana Smith has been doing okay. They haven't covered. They haven't been winning games convincingly. So until they are able to go out there and lay a big ass number and cover it, I'm not going to take them. Give me the Mercury. They're 5-2 for a reason. This team is scrappy. I like them. And then give me the under 156.5. These are 2 of the better defenses in the WNBA. All right, so now we're going to look at the final game and then our 2 player props. This one's basically the same angle. The Wings, without Paige Beckers, it's just like the Fever. You have to fade them because they suck. I will take the Storm minus the 9.5 and the over 165.5. The Wings do not play defense. Storm coming off of multiple disappointing losses in a row. I think they get right at home. They are going to lay belt to ass against the Wings without Beckers. The Wings, they just lost back-to-back basketball games against the Sky. That is the only time that will be said probably for the next 3 years based on how bad the Sky are. Without Paige Beckers, they don't have anyone to run their point offense. They literally just have Agumbawale dribble the ball down the court, and then she's like, okay, guys, let's do something. And then Dejanay Carrington runs around. You have McCowan down low. It's horrible. Their team is so bad. And then on top of being awful offensively, they don't play any defense. This team sucks. The Storm, they've lost 3 in a row, but those 3 games were to the Lynx, the Atlanta Dream, and then the Aces. This is their first easy game in a while. I think they take it out on this Wings team. They've already played them this year. That was against a healthy Wings team in Dallas, and they won by 8. If you are betting this game, from a player props perspective, I would be careful. This could be a blowout. I really think Nneka and Ezzy are just going to absolutely shit on the Wings. All right, now we're going to look at our 2 player props. We're going to stay in the same game and target 1 player from each team. For the Mystics, I'm going to take Sonia Citron. I'm taking her over 16.5 points plus rebounds. These 2 teams played just a week ago in Washington. Citron put up 20 points plus rebounds, and she did that on only 5 of 12 from the field. She's been really good at grabbing offensive boards for some reason, and defensive, but I like her. She's scrappy. She normally gets around 10 to 12 shots a game. Only 16.5 PR is simply too low for a person who's going to have their ball in the hands this much. Next person I'm taking on the Fever, Aaliyah Boston. Give me her over 24.5 points and rebounds. Boston's basically the entire team down low. You have Kelsey Mitchell at the guard spot, and you have Boston. I guess you could argue you have Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, but you really have no idea how Stephanie White is going to use them from a minutes perspective. She's been all over the place with actually playing them, so I don't trust that for shit. The previous game against the Mystics, she only had the ball for 5 shot attempts. I think that changes here. If you're going to win, you have to play around Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. So I think she hits her over 24.5 points plus rebounds. Okay, that is going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.